stay bound down the sea.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat, and welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. It's good to be back with y'all. Hope everyone had a good weekend, and thank you, P. Tony, for the raid. So glad to have y'all here. P. Tony, but getting married soon. That's right. Prayers for P. Tony and Jens as they get ready for marriage on Saturday. So, but good to have y'all. And P. Tony, we're playing one of your favorites. We're playing that Kingdom Hearts that you love so much. Oh, young Blake is making cookies. Now I want some cookies. Ooh. I want cookies. But I've got a stream. I also don't have access to a kitchen. I suppose that problem solves itself. Anyway, I hope everyone had a good weekend, and mine was nice. It was just the usual busy, but in a good way. But we're going to be diving back into some Chain of Memories. Morning-ish. Worked all weekend. Oof. I hope you get some rest next weekend, Step Zero. So I said I was going to do a thing, and I forgot. Oof, or 4 a.m. shift. That is rough. I am sorry, Step Zero. I said I was going to do a thing between streams, and guess what I didn't do? I didn't do that thing. I was going to rework the deck, because we got a boss fight here. The last time we managed to beat Captain Hook. Hey, Lizzie. Good to see you. Happy Monday. We saw this last week, but...
Take the hint. I told you to go home.
That crunchy
Not
audio.
until I rescue you and Naminé.
I don't remember ever asking you to rescue me.
Did you forget? Kyrie's there, waiting for us both to come home.
Yes, this Kingdom Hearts is a
You're
deck
the
building
one who
game.
Forgot. I told
Re
you
Chain of
in
Memories
Kingdom
is
Hearts
weird.
when we close the door. Take care of Kyrie.
Why are you being such a butt, Riku?
Give it up. I'm not going back to the islands. For anything.
It's not just for Kyrie. What about the rest?
You can have those losers. Already forgot them.
Wow.
That's enough.
Riku confirmed not fan of Final Fantasy
What about you,
8
Sora?
or 10.
Do you actually remember what they all look like?
Of course I remember.
Don't feel bad. That's what this castle does to you. After a while.
Riku, why is your mouth a JPEG?
It's good. You forget all the useless stuff and remember for the first time what really matters. I remembered it, Sora. I now know the one thing that is most important to me. Protecting Naminé. Nothing else matters. Not a thing.
Hey, P. Tony, if I was at your wedding, could I give this as a speech? Why is your mouth a
Hey.
JPEG such a wild rose?
Riku,
I mean, it just looks so weird in that shot.
I think...
Because, like, his
I'll
mouth
jog your
is
memory.
modeled, but Riku's mouth in that shot was just
Go
a
ahead.
JPEG. It wasn't even modeled like that. It just seems so weird and unsettling. Okay, so last time Riku beat us up. How do I play this game? Oh no. I am struggling today. My muscle memory is saying I don't remember a thing.
It's over.
I think we need to rework the deck a little. Or I just need to not forget how to play. That might also help. I'll give that another shot. But fortunately, oh, thank God they introduced skippable cutscenes. That didn't take long. No. No, it did not. Ah! Whatever, I activated that zero. No! Oh, that heal did almost nothing. Hey, Shadow Vision, good to see ya. I was hoping you'd heal me, Donald, but okay. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna... We need to work on this deck, y'all. I was hoping you would heal me. Did I learn nothing from Kingdom Hearts 1? You know, hope springs eternal. Let's equip deck 1 and we'll just start by... Okay, so what I'm thinking is high value and zeros. Late raid. What up, Yenza? Do I have any cures that aren't? Okay. So I'm thinking I probably want an ether in there as well to get back the cures. Because Riku hits like a bus. What enemy cards do we have? Reloads while in motion. Increases the value of all cards by 1. Absorbs enemy HP when striking with attack cards, but fewer items dropped. That sounds actually very useful. That could be interesting, actually. Change the value of all cards to 0. It would mean the only combo we can do is Sanzenzuken, or however you say it, but we're basically always guaranteed. I'm going to try that, actually. And I'm going to remove Search Ghosts. So what's our most powerful card attack-wise? Anything with a C+. Okay. I guess if everything's going to be 0, I can go for lower values. That way I can just have as many as possible in here. Now the dangerous thing is that this only reloads once. So I really need to rely on some potions to bring back cards first. For all I know, this won't even... Bad snowstorm here in Atlantic Canada, 4 feet of snow. Oof! Well, stay indoors, stay safe. Okay, let's just throw in a couple more attack cards. see. Do I have an attack card worth 13? Hey, Timpy, good to see you. No, this is the free Chain of Memories version, and I'm playing it on the 1.5 HD remake. So, on the PS4. I've never played the Game Boy version, but I'd really like to sometime. I think that would be fun. Okay, let's see if this is something I have to activate or if this is something that's passive. I have to activate it. Okay. So the problem is, though, that he auto-cancels just about every attack we actually make. So I have to catch him at moments like that. But I think this plan might work. Okay, that does not bring those back as a 0. That's a problem. I guess that counts as a reload. Panic. Panic time now. Shoot. That was a mistake. Kingdom Hearts Extra Ultra HD Extra Final Remix Totality, the fractional whole. Yep. Okay, so that won't work. That won't work the way I want it to. So, let's... Well, I definitely want a couple high potions. That's for sure. Maybe all 3 even. Probably want an ether or 2. So that we can bring back our cures. I will stick this 0-cost cure in here as well, just because it's a 0. Do you have any magic that's a 0? Other than that cure? No. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to put in as many... I want to put in a good amount of 0s. Or... Actually, no, I think I'm going to build a regular deck. And then I'll insert 0s throughout it. So that I have some quick access to them. But I do think I want fairly high-costed cards for the most part. I'm not going to focus too much on slates, I think. So I might be a little weaker overall in terms of, like, actually defeating this Riku. But I think it'll play out in the long run, is the idea. Oh. Those are my only 2 0s in Keyblade form. And then my only other 0 is that cure I have. Huh. This seems useful, actually. Jafar. Stop enemies from breaking your cards. Retain 1 HP after critical hit. Yeah, I'll throw that in there too, because that sounds useful. And those can never be interrupted. This deck is so poorly organized. Ah. I really don't want to have to go do some grinding if I can avoid it, but we'll see.
It's over. Back off.
Okay, stunning him seems pretty effective, so...
You gotta be kidding.
No, Goofy is here on the beatdown. Shoot, 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 shoot.
Get ready.
Heal. Heal.
Where are you? No, no, no.
Heal. Funnel. Goofy.
Oh, shoot. He broke my slate. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, we are so close. We are so close. Yes! Our garbage deck got there! Go team! I high-five myself because I can't high-five you. Try to get a little more help. Not garbage if it works. No, I'm going to disagree because the garbage plate exists.
Too bad, Sora.
Too bad about what?
You can fight me all you want, but I still won't remember a thing.
What is that
Come on,
supposed to
Riku.
mean?
Let's quit fighting. Let's go help Naminé.
Together. Right. So like you. Sora, you're always trying to worm your way into my heart.
Hold on.
It's because I'm your
When did I
friend,
ever do
dang it.
that?
Huh. You forgot that too? You never cared. It never mattered to you.
Riku, why are you gaslighting Sora?
You won't push me away.
Gravity attack. I don't have a gravity. Every day you're shuffling. Sup, Gale? Okay, I'm gonna switch back to a real deck. Which I think should be, yeah, this one. Because that is Riku's nature if you can't gatekeep your girl boss his way out of things. Oh, hey. Wouldn't be a Kingdom Hearts games without random cutscenes.
Does it hurt, Namine? Watching your two childhood friends fight, all because of you. You have my sympathies from the heart. But don't waste your time.
Spoiler alert, that
We
line
nobodies can
is a
never
joke
hope
because
to
he
be
has no heart.
somebodies.
He's a nobody. Nobodies don't have hearts, except when they do. This series is confusing.
I don't get it. Riku and I, we both want the same thing. Both of us want to help Naminé out. How come we're fighting each other? I mean,
His original
Riku
body
and
has
I
a
have
well.
argued
Also,
about
his
stuff in the past,
nobody
but-
body
Could
can
be
have a
'cause
heart.
you
It
care
gets
what
weird.
happens to each other.
Nobodies can kind of regrow hearts in
I
lore.
really thought so too. But maybe Riku doesn't.
You can't give up your friends. Come together. Sora, Riku, and... What's her name?
It seems our memories are fading mighty fast. Sora, we gotta hurry. I bet Riku will come around if you just talk to him.
You're right. We three were never apart. Me and Riku and Naminé.
We'll have to wait several games for the full explanation, but basically, yeah. My, how quickly he forgets Kairi. Nope, I do want to save, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming soon. I heard that about Kingdom Hearts 3 for about a decade. I'll believe it when I have a physical disc in my hand. Fight me all you want, I still will remember a thing. Me to a teacher. I'm hearing voices, I wonder who it is. Shh, I think something's wrong. But Belle, I don't understand. I came here to rescue you. Beast, I did not ask you to come. How does this sound familiar? And it doesn't matter anyway. I'm not going back with you, so you're wasting your time. Belle, do you know what you're saying? How can you stay here with that witch? I've nothing more to say. Now leave before she finds you. Our memories are getting so screwed up. Belle, why? Why am I doing this voice? It hurts. I'm not sure what's going on, but is everything okay? Don't feel bad. There must be a reason she said those things. Donald, that is the worst thing to say in that moment. Keep your sympathy. No one could ever care for a beast like me. Poor guy. Sure wish there was something we could do for him. Bye. The pacing of some of the interactions of this game are so weird because there's basically like 3 rooms where cutscenes happen. And they need to fit a lot of stuff in. Ooh, defenders. That sounds dangerous. I'm gonna blitz all of you. I'm gonna blitz you like I'm a blender. Sora, the Foodomatic 5000.
Goofy! Loyal! Donald!
Now you cast heal on me. Thank you.
Heal! Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, get back here, my good sir. So we are actually getting very close to the end of Rechain of Memories. Then we have Reverse Rebirth, because we're not actually done with Chain of Memories. But we're almost done with Sora's half, which is the longer of the two. Good try, Sora. Rotata. So today in the life of the church, we celebrate Saint Agatha. Saint Agatha is one of the Roman virgin martyrs, remembered alongside Lucy and Agnes, Petua, and Felicity, specifically mentioned in the Roman canon at Mass, if you use Eucharistic Prayer 1. Sometimes in the modern world, though, the title Virgin Martyr can make us kind of uncomfortably like, is this a purity culture thing? And it's really not. Like, the church is not anti-couple. But what it is actually a very profound statement of them reclaiming their humanity. I mean, you have to remember, women were a little more than a commodity in ancient Rome in some parts. And for them to say, in the knowledge of their baptism and who they are as a child of God, say, hey, I'm a human being. I deserve love and respect in a certain way because of that. Was a very profound and prophetic statement. And that's truly, so we don't understand them as virgin and martyr. It truly is virgin martyr. It is a one complete title that both are understood together. Why is this thing shooting at me?
It's over! Yeah! Goofy! Loyal! Yeah! Fire!
Get roasted. Nope. Why does that thing have such insane accuracy and firing right away?
This is it! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Ha! It's over! Yeah!
I hate doing like a sliding dash against a shadow, only to discover that it is in fact just hiding in the ground. Nope. He goes bad kidneys. Oh my goodness.
Fire! Freeze! Heal! Freeze!
I have done royally goofed.
Yeah! Ha!
No. Not gonna get the surprise on me again. Ooh, a new level. Make me wonder now if I was under-leveled for the Riku fight. I just got 2 levels that quickly, but we beat him, so, you know. I am going to get a little more health, just because things are hitting a little bit harder this far into the game. So we have a premium. Thought I got a new something somewhere. Oh well. Let's do a roulette room. Why not? I forgot that this wasn't a real... that wasn't a real fight. I was actually just trying to jump over him to hit him in the back and... forgot. Oops. I do love the fight music of Hollow Bastion, so I'm really happy that they included this as a world. No, get back here. Get in my hitting range. Good hustle, Sora. Good hustle. Okay, we don't have any red 5s or 9s. That seems like it might be good to grab, but they're not available. What do we want here, then? Yeah, this is the new card I thought I'd... Guarded Trove. Excuse me, I did not give you permission to cancel my slate.
Fire! Yeah. 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 Back off. This is it. Yeah.
What? Oh, it's 16. I thought I hit the 4-1. Oops. Thought I had activated a blitz.
Guilty. Fire.
Okay, this is a large encounter. This is like round 3 of things.
It's over. It's over.
Good jumping, Sora.
Yeah.
No. I'm just going to turn you off right away.
Yeah.
Sometimes the swing cooldown, it seems a little slow on the overworld, but
Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Fire. Yeah. This is it.
I think this battle system works really well one-on-one. Honestly, as I'm kind of sitting here and thinking about it. But with these crowded fights, since only one enemy can have an active attack at a time, most of the fights feel pretty tedious after a while.
Yeah. It's over. Yeah. It's over.
Like, here's the defender. It's supposed to be big and imposing, and it's just
It's over.
meandering.
It's over. Heal. Yeah. Back off. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still also trying to parse out the line, fight me all you want, I've already forgotten everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, is forgetting things supposed to be a brag? I hit triangle.
It's over. Yeah.
What just happened with that pyramid? I feel like I should be concerned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what's this map look like and where are we going? Okay, so blue's the treasure room, which we should visit because we have the card. So it basically looks like we got to go deep in. There we go, guarded trove. Let's use one of those. Accidentally stumbling upon the fact that I have that slate just set up is very nice.
Yeah. It's over.
Rude! Get back here. Dick, you're beating like a real Heartless. I'm beginning to think Sora thinks it's over.
This is it. Yeah. This is it.
Let's get a little more card point action.
Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Heal. Yeah. Yeah.
So for those that came over from the P. Tony raid, I guess is the joke now going to be P. Tony but married? Is that what it's going to be the first time he streams again?
It's over. Yeah. Yeah. Heal. Yeah. Donald.
That was some obnoxious combat. That or a similar variation. P. Tony bet betrothed. Oh, but betrothal isn't the same as marriage. Betrothal is kind of halfway between engagement and marriage as we'd understand it. Although I suppose once you're married, you are still betrothed to someone as well. So that I guess the joke still works.
It's over. Yeah.
Okay, that defied Kingdom Hearts logic, but sure, why not?
Back off. This is it. Yeah.
Bruh, you okay there? Calm down. You don't need to have the zoomies.
It's over. It's over.
I really need to diversify up this area of my deck that's all like Pumpkinhead and
Heal.
Kingdom Key, because I can't do any blitzes with just two. I need a third Keyblade type. I suppose I did just get a Divine Rose, so that's probably good. Also, I learned something new about this game. Apparently, on the HD collections like this one, if you first watch the 358 over 2 days video, like movie, there are special Keyblades from 358 over 2 and Kingdom Hearts 2 that can be found in the treasure room chests. Which is odd because, you know, you're probably doing these in order, so you're doing Kingdom Hearts 1 and then Rechain, and then you'll watch the 358 over 2 days movie, but you know, still interesting nonetheless.
Heal.
Reflect Raid. Hurl the Keyblade and make it ricochet around to strike many enemies. That actually sounds like it'd be really useful. Maybe I'll trade Simba out for Cloud, just so I can do that.
Yeah.
And speak of the devil, there he is. So we'll throw in a cloud. We have 16 points. What can I throw in there? Divine Rose is pretty good. Sure. 200 exactly. Or 800 exactly. Very nice. I don't want to come into a room with strong initiative and not actually, you know, hit the Heartless. Dear Shadows, have you considered not being obnoxious? Asking for a friend. Thank you.
Fire!
Ah! My hitbox got in the way. I disagree. I hit triangle. I hit triangle again? Game? Controller? Now I'm trying to think how old my controller is. Like, it's the original one I got with my PS4. And when did the PS4 come out, chat?
Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Yeah. Rah. It's over. It's over. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. Rah. Ha.
Ah, there's the elevator.
This is it.
My brain thought the dodge roll and the attack button were the same for some reason. Oh, shoot.
Ha. Rah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. It's over. Heal. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I bet we gotta slate this level.
Yeah.
Just feels like we haven't had one lately, so.
It's over.
Ooh, Ars Arcanum. 3 attack cards, but it doesn't say it has to be of the same kind. Well, let's try that out in the next battle.
Yeah.
Dingo's fed kidneys. Because we could just do... Yeah, no, they can be any 3. But because it's so low pointed, it can be broken pretty easily. You know what? Can't reflect raid. Whoa! Okay, that is a useful... That's a useful slate.
Yeah. 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 It's over. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Do I have a calm bounty at 0? I do. Just getting all the treasure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you're supposed to get stuff out of these. Turn off the flames and stand on top of it.
Yeah.
Couple of divine roses, nice. Okay, so the treasure room. Wow. We've got to go that way, up, and over. That's going to be quite the detour to get there. Oh, how badly do I want that treasure? Who are you? Were you kidnapped too? Not exactly. It's a long story. Wait! So you've been kidnapped? You don't even want to be here? Yes. No, I don't really want to be here. That witch forced me to come here. I have no one to talk to. Books are all I have to ease my loneliness. I don't see what the problem is then. And then there's him. Oh, I've missed him so much. You mean the beast? Then why were you mean to him before? Yeah, you really hurt his feelings. Oh, you don't understand. I can't let him see how I really feel. Why not? It's just that... Oh no, she's coming. Hide, quickly. There's no time to explain. Quick, hide. Oh, hello. To what do I owe this visit? He was here, yes? He risked his life to come and save you. Why do you reject him? I won't ask for his help. Oh, and why is that? You know very well why. I'm not going to fall into your trap. Then I have no choice but to make you beg for his help. No, she got away. What should we do? Help her, of course. What else? Gosh, Goofy, come on. There's the doors. I thought the door had despawned or something. I couldn't find it. Okay, exactly one. Oh, this isn't even the right door. That's the last door. A 9. Well, literally the only 9 I have is another treasure chest, so... Although you can also use zeros. Two up and over to the treasure room. Yeah, I think we want it. The treasure room treasures are pretty dang good, and I could probably just do some safe rooms to get there quickly. Sup, Moogle? Ooh, those are very nice free cards. Probably liquidate a few things. Well, always a sucker for a rare booster pack. Crab Claw, Crab Claw. Ooh, I like having 2 Crab Claws at 7. That's really nice, actually. It's actually not a bad pull either. Yeah, let's just do a false bounty. Just get all the treasure. Why is Blitz so useful?
It's over. Yeah. Heal. Fire. Yeah. Back off. Ha. 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 Yeah. Rah. Ha. 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 Yeah, it's over. It's over. Yeah. Yes. Goofy.
Get in here, Goofy. Thank you. Goofy is such good AoE.
Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha. 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 Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Rah. Goofy. Yeah. Yeah. It's over. Yeah.
Ah! Was not paying attention to what the Wyvern was doing.
Heal. There.
Got punished.
Yeah.
But not that badly because high potions are broken.
Yeah. Yeah. Rah. This is it. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Goofy.
That shadow screwed up my Sonic Blade. So unfair.
It's over. It's over. Fire!
Hey, Catholic Brit. Good to see ya. How you doing today? I found the monsters. Get back here, Goofy. That Goofy's not very useful, actually. Very stressed. Oof. Well, I hope that this is a calm respite for you. Okay, it's kind of the Monty Hall problem at this point. You're always half working while you watch. Wait. I appreciate your viewership, Bad Roxy, but I do believe your employment is also important. I don't have an exact to... Okay, I have Calm Bounty. Work from home perks. Yeah. My excuse is that hanging out on Twitch is part of my job. So, you know, whenever I'm in a chat room, it's work research. Mushu? Why did I just find Mushu in Hollow Bastion? You know what? Actually, I'm not going to ask that many questions. I hardly ever use the summons. I feel like I should use the summons more, but... Booster pack, booster pack, booster pack. Level 8 Ether is actually really nice. Yeah, c'est la vie, as they say. Sure.
Yeah. This is it. Ha, yeah. Ha. This is it.
That went well. No, excuse me. Quit stun-locking me, you jerk.
Back off. Ha. Yeah. Yeah. It's over. It's over.
At least I don't think these guys get the, you can't hit us move that they have in Kingdom Hearts 1. Instead, they're just gonna fly really high. I am getting really lucky this playthrough, because I remember the first time I played this, I got like one key to rewards card in my entire playthrough.
This is it.
I've gotten 3 in 3 worlds recently. Hashtag me and my luck.
It's over.
Actually, I'm going to heal really quickly.
Heal. Fire.
Didn't realize how low on health I was, so...
Fire. Freeze.
I disagree. I think that one should have hit, but I did not code the hitboxes, so what do I know? I am doing well. We had a very nice weekend here at the parish. Nothing really fancy, just kind of a nice weekend. Days are getting longer, which I like. I can tell because how can I tell? Brain. Where the light is coming in on the stained glass windows, depending on which mass. You know, you can be comparative and be like, okay, it was there last week and this week it's here. It's like, oh, it's getting longer. Yeah, thank you for asking. Sure, we'll do a black room. We haven't done one of those lately. Hey, Trekkie for Christ. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel, Trekkie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I gotta ask Trekkie,
Yeah.
which series is your favorite? Are you a TNG kind of guy, or a classic series?
Yeah. Goofy.
I know it's hard making you pick between all of your favorite children, but
It's over. It's over. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha.
My boys are so squeaky.
Fire!
You love both TNG and TOS, can't really pick a favorite among them. That's fair. That's fair. DS9 is also a solid show. I have heard that. I've never actually gotten around to watching any DS9. I've enjoyed Brave New Worlds of what I've seen of it. It feels... It reminds me a lot in spirit of TOS. Dingo's fed kidneys. That's not what I wanted to do.
It's over.
Hey, Quahadik. Have I played Final Fantasy games outside Kingdom Hearts? I have. I've played 6, 7, 4, 9, 10, and 12. I think. And those just look like the main line. Actually, interestingly enough, one of my favorite Final Fantasy games is World of Final Fantasy. You're not a big fan of it being behind a paywall? That is valid. I'm not a fan of things being behind a paywall either. At some point, I would like to play some Final Fantasy on stream. I don't know which one I'd pick, though. It's hard to pick. Probably 6, though, just because I have the cartridge right over there. Do I even have a 9? I seem to have used up all my 9s. Well, that's what a Joker's for. Lurk while you prepare lunch. Sounds good. So that's 9 on the 9s then. Yes. 9! 9, 9, 9, 9, 9! What are you waiting for? Call to him. No, I won't let you hurt him. Then I shall make you scream. The fool will come running the moment he hears your cries. Enough. The beast isn't the only one you have to deal with. Begone, boy, you have no business here. Unless, of course, you wish to join in the screaming. This is perfect. When that brute hears your shrieks of terror, he'll come right to me. Don't trouble yourself. Oh, look, the fool. You're here. No, you mustn't. I told you to leave this place. Leave me alone. I never want to see your face again. Belle. Oh, what an awful thing to say. All right, if that's how you feel, I understand. No, you don't. My hideousness is a punishment for being selfish and unable to love. I was made into a monster loved by no one. Only became more selfish, that is, until I met you, Belle. You're the only person who accepted me little by little. You warmed my cold, selfish heart. The memories of our days together are my most precious. I won't cast them aside. Aw. So, I'm sorry, but I can't leave you here, even if you hate me for it. Consider it my final selfish act. Oh, beast. So selfish it's unselfish? Sure, we'll go with that. Well, well. I never dreamed such an ugliness could hide so beautiful a heart. This calls for a change of plan. Beast, I shall claim your heart instead of Belle's. No, that's a problem. No, please. The more powerful a heart, the more powerful a heartless it makes. Dang! Well, so much for the change of plan. Belle's heart it is, after all. Seems her cold words spoke little of her true feelings. She loves you, Beast. I can feel it shining in her heart. You fiend, release Belle's heart at once. Where are you? She went that way. The shadow... That's the way the shadows fled. What are you doing here? No time to talk. We gotta go after them right away. You'd help me. You bet. After what just said, we gotta help you. Let's go get Belle's heart back. Right. Oh, that does a number on my voice. Oh, my poor throat. No, I think Belle can still make a Heartless. She's a princess of light. Well, but... I don't know if that ever gets covered in the lore. Alright, let's go beat up Maleficent. Listen, at this point, none of us know why we're here, who we are, how we got here. But we may as well smack the dark evil looking thing that ran away. Fair. You've done well to make it this far, Beast. As your reward, I'll tell you why Belle rejected you. My dark magic requires hearts of utmost beauty. Belle was perfect. Deep in her heart, her love for you shone with uncommon radiance. But she guessed my plans. By denying her love for you, she put her heart beyond my reach. She saved me. She protected me. She couldn't really hide how she felt. I've heard enough. Release her heart, now! If you don't... Do not try my patience. Don't you realize why I'm telling you all of this? Do you think it was out of kindness? I did it to erase your doubts. Now your heart is beginning to shine with love for Belle. I shall have your heart too, monster. Not if we stop you. You dare to challenge me? Pitiful fools. Does she just go straight to dragon form? Oh yeah, we're going just straight to dragon form here. And yeah, you all hit a point. We all hit a point where thinking in cards where we go, the rules are arbitrary. Unless it's card rules, then those are mandatory. Oh, this fight's starting up poorly for me. I get triangle? I have a feeling this is a bad idea. Nope. Fire still hurts her. Ooh, that audio is so crunchy. Michael Mouse, I need your help. Put out these flames. Oh dear. I ran out of heals. Very gossamer wings. Also, I never noticed that her tail is divided into sets of 3.
This is it.
That's kind of deeply uncomfortable.
Goofy! It's over. Yeah, it's over.
Fortunately, Blitz is very effective against Maleficent.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah.
Because every time her card breaks, she puts her head down. No! She broke my high potion.
Fire!
No, she broke my other high potion. This fight has suddenly gotten very worse.
Back off! It's over. Heal! Fire! Freeze! Fire! This is it!
I hate that I take damage while I can't move. I don't know what hit me. Are you sure heals are appropriate for this scenario? Seems flats would be much more practical. Don't think I'm going to try to use strike rate. It doesn't really hit her much. But if I can do anything that would break her attack and prevent her from spreading fire, that seems pretty useful.
It's over.
Like that.
It's over. It's over.
Okay. You just spread a bunch of fire over there. I'll be
It's over. Heal. It's over.
okay. This is going pretty well.
Yeah. It's over. Yeah. 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 It's over. Fire.
Okay, that was sweet timing. Just don't want to do that. There we go. Her team's stun luck. Look, it's bad if the boss can stunlock me. It's good if I can stunlock the boss. It's just the way it is. It's called playing Control. Bell. Stunlocks always feel great or terrible depending on which side you're on. Yep. Thank goodness. Please forgive me. I had to be cruel to you. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't hide my true feelings. I'm the one who should apologize for doubting you. I never want to remember feeling that way. So angry, so alone. Then don't. Let's replace the sad memories with happier ones, starting now. Bell. There they go with the mushy stuff. Yuck. Mushy stuff. Yuck. That's B-Tony and Yenza on Twitter right now. Yeah, I think it's time we got out on our way. Good idea. Let's keep moving. Someone told me I should become a monk. I mean, I think that's a bit much, but,
Yeah.
I jokingly wanted to respond to one of the things where the two of you had tweeted back and forth at each other and say, we get it, you're getting married. But I was worried that that might come across as, like, rude to people who, if they didn't know that I know you. So I was like, I'm going to pass on doing that one, but I'll make a joke if I see P-Tony in my chat. Is no one going to come in and antagonize us?
Why, Riku, though.
Guess he must have finally got tired of fighting with you.
I sure hope so.
In before boss rush.
So what's going on, Vexen? Your Riku was supposed to counter Sora. What's he waiting for? Where is he?
He's hiding somewhere to lure Sora deeper into the castle, right? I suppose we should just leave it at that, you know.
Aha! Oh, I see now. I would have never guessed that. So sorry, Vexen.
Silence!
Predictable response. Forget it. Men without hearts are so boring.
You're one to talk. As if you have such a heart to speak of yourself.
That's enough.
Marluxia.
How does he not have hood hair?
Vexen, the simple fact is that your project was a failure. You'd best not disappoint us again.
Disappoint you? You go too far. In this organization, you're number 11. I'm number 4, and I will not have you!
I've been entrusted this castle in Namine by our leader. Defying me will be seen as treason against the organization.
Traitors are eliminated. I believe that's what the rules say.
Who needs
It's a very
half-baked
simple rule.
good for nothing anyway?
Vexen, you cannot win against Sora.
Pity to be so ignorant. As you're only able to see the surface of things, I should not expect you to appreciate my true might.
Oh? Then let us watch as you prove it.
What?
None of us wish to be suspicious of a comrade.
Your insincerity is comforting.
You give a challenge
Favorite Org
like that to
13
Vexen
member.
and
Oof.
he'll seriously want to eliminate Sora.
Ah.
That would be an unfortunate denouement.
I mean, Demyx is pretty up there, as is Axel. Is it basic if I say Roxas?
What to do? Your hero is soon to be wiped from existence. But I believe there is a certain promise that he made you. Isn't that right, Naminé?
Basic isn't bad. Yours is. This looks like a weird Jareth group cosplay. I mean,
We've got enough pretty eye.
I hate how accurate that
must
is,
mean
Kevin Lee C.
We've lost 10 whole floors worth of our memories. Sora,
I too measure
it's
my
still not
memories
too
by
late.
floor.
Don't you think we should turn back?
Can't do it. Because that would break an old promise that I made.
An old promise? What would that be?
On the islands, I promised Naminé that I'd keep her safe, no matter what. But I forgot it. I didn't remember until I started forgetting everything else. A promise between the two of us. That's why I can't leave.
I promise you, you did not.
Now that I remember the promise, I have to keep it.
Do you?
Of course. We understand, Sora.
Jiminy's got that look of like, oh no, he's dragging us into something else again. Oh, I guess the correct answer though, Gale, for favorite organization 13 member is Xehanort, because they're all Xehanort. All right, we got one floor left-ish. Because here's the thing. This game gets very meta, and the last actual world you play is Castle Oblivion. Xehanort is inside me, always has been. Xehanort lives on inside the hearts of children everywhere. Wait. That's not right. Okay, I'm scared. Don't be scared. Winnie the Pooh is here. P-Tony got ignored. What's wrong, little fella? Oh, I'm looking for my friends. I can't do a Pooh voice. Are they around here? Looks like nobody's here. Oh, then perhaps I'm looking for nobody. You're looking for nobody. I suppose I must be, but they don't seem to be anywhere. And all this searching is making my tummy rumble. I wonder if there's any honey about. Oh, but if I stop to eat, I shall first have to stop searching. Why don't we look for your friends together? For nobody, you mean? Yeah, no, your friends. They might be around here. Let's go find them together. Oh, are you looking for my friends too? No, but I'm looking for some friends of my own. And are they friends who know my friends? I'm not sure, Pooh. Pooh is just looking for his honey. So relatable. But I know what it's like to miss your friends. So why don't we look for them together? I'd like that, Sora. Huh, I wonder what direction we should head. Huh? Oh, hi, Piglet. Oh, bye, Piglet. All I know is how to hit things. No! It said triangle. There we go. Oh, Oh no! Oh, don't mind me. You're not Pooh's friend? Well, I mean, I'm not Pooh's friend. I'm. Why, hello there, Piglet. Oh, it's you, Pooh. I'm so relieved. I finally found someone. I got separated from the others, and I was so worried. That explains why you were so fidgety. Piglet, why don't you come with us to look for the rest of our friends? I don't know. Oh, what should I do? Guess he doesn't want to come. All right, bye, Piglet. Wait, please. Have you decided to join us, Piglet? Well, no, I'm still thinking, but before you go, I found something strange in the shrubs. I think it might help you to find everyone else. Sora learned Confuse. Somehow listening to this is making me more productive. Yay, weird brain things. I'm looking at the learns Confused from Piglet. Feels poetic. Yeah. So this world, I don't think gives you. I don't think it uses cards, if I remember correctly. I think you just kind of go from room to room. And of course, there's no fighting. There's never fighting in Winnie the Pooh levels. But I'm looking at the time. I think we're gonna call it a little early today. I've got a meeting right after this, so. And if we go through Pooh, then there's probably going to be a bunch of cutscenes as we get ready for the end game, which is just around the corner. We are very close to finishing this, honestly. I think we'll finish it next week. We might go to overtime to do it, but we'll do it. But yeah. So thank you so much to everyone for tuning in to Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. Join us again tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be playing some Nerf Arena Blasts, classic Quake clone using Nerf weaponry. It's very entertaining. I enjoy it. Thursday, we're continuing Spiritfarer, and then Monday, back to more Kingdom Hearts. So thank you to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, all that good jazz, either here or over at YouTube. Glad to have you all here with us. Thank you, P. Tony, again for the raid. What was I going to say? Oh, right. I have a special stream in mind. I'm very close to 200 followers. I'm at 172. So at 200 followers, I'm going to do a bonus stream. And what it's going to be is Super Nintendo randomizer sort of thing. Where I'm going to basically just like have all of my Super Nintendo games listed out and have a way that you, the audience, can pick which I have to play and how quickly I have to switch between them. So I think it should be a fun idea. So yeah, but thank you to everyone for being here today. And don't forget to check out the Discord, go check out the YouTube, and shout out to you, YouTube. I think that's all I had to say. So, yep, sounds hype. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Should be fun. We only need 28 more followers, which is kind of crazy to think about because I've only been at this like a year and a half. It's been amazing. And so thank you to everyone who's been a part of the community. So, yeah, why don't we go ahead and see who we can raid. Who's live right now? Oh, no one I follow is live right now. Never mind. No raids. All right. Y'all take care. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Take care and God bless.